Hey everybody, it's Pixelated Pat. For the topic of today's video, we're going to be talking about what I think each of the Kanto Gym Leaders teams would have been if they were the champion in Generation 2. Now before we start, keep in mind these are based solely on my opinion, so if there's anything you would have done differently, then don't forget to leave your selections in the comment section below. Now with that being said, let's get into the video. So starting off, we got Brock, who's going to be leading off the battle with a Sudowoodo that knows Rock Slide, Ice Punch, Fire Punch, and Thunder Punch. Rock Slide is there for stab while the elemental punches are there for coverage, so Brock can start off the battle ready for anything. Right after that, we move into Golem, who knows Sandstorm, Rock Slide, Explosion, and Fire Blast. Golem's role here is basically to set up Sandstorm and take a Pokemon with it using Explosion. For his third Pokemon, we have none other than the almighty Lord Helix, who'll be coming at you with Hydro Pump, Ancient Power, Protect, and Toxic. Omastar's job here is basically to wear you down at this point in the battle with Toxic damage and stalling with Protect. For his fourth Pokemon, we have Aerodactyl, who's going to be coming at you with Sandstorm, Hyper Beam, Ancient Power, and Hidden Power Electric. I figured Sandstorm would be gone by now, so Aerodactyl is the perfect Pokemon to set it back up due to its crazy speed. Next up, I decided to go with Steelix because there's no way I was putting an Onix on its championship team, especially with Bruno having two of them. For its moveset, we have Curse, Rock Slide, Iron Tail, and Return. I figured Return could represent their bond, and it could deal huge damage if powered up by Curse. And finally, for his ace, we have Tyranitar, who will be ready to sweep the player's team in the late game with Rock Slide, Earthquake, Hyper Beam, and Hidden Power Flying to deal with any pesky fighting or grass types. Don't forget to let me know what you think of his team in the comment section below. Now let's move on to Misty, who'll be leading off the battle with a Politoed that knows Rain Dance, Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, and Body Slam. I figured Misty would want to set the tone right away by setting up Rain Dance, and Politoed is a perfect candidate for that. Next up, we have the almighty Quagsire, who'll be coming at you with Surf, Earthquake, Ancient Power, and Ice Punch. While I didn't want to carry too many Pokemon over from her official team, I just couldn't leave Quagsire out. Next up, we have Tentacruel, who'll be coming at you with Rain Dance, Toxic, Surf, and Sludge Bomb. I figured Misty would want to keep the rain up, so Tentacruel is a perfect answer for that, especially since it can cause trouble for the player by poisoning their Pokemon at the midpoint of the battle. Now, moving right along to our fourth Pokemon, we have a menacing foe in Kingdra, who'll be coming at you with Hyper Beam, Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, and Dragon Breath. I figured Kingdra would be the perfect Pokemon to send out next due to how much damage it can cause at this stage of the battle. Next up, we have Blastoise, who'll be coming in with Rain Dance, Hydro Pump, Earthquake, and Hidden Power Flying. Blastoise's job here is to continue breaking down any Pokemon that were weakened by Kingdra and using Rain Dance to set up her ace, Starmie, who'll be coming at you with the classic moveset of Psychic, Surf, Thunderbolt, and Ice Beam. Definitely not the Pokemon I want to see with all my Pokemon tired out. With Rain Dance boosting a Thunderbolt and Surf that are already backed up by its absurd power, it seems like the perfect way for Missy to cap off her championship team. Now let's move on to Lieutenant Serge, who is arguably one of the tougher ones to build a team for. Anyways, he'll be leading off the battle with an Electrode that knows Rain Dance, Double Team, Thunderbolt, and Explosion. I figure Serge will want to start the battle off with a bang, and Electrode is a perfect candidate for that, especially if it manages to set up Rain Dance. Next up, I decided to go with Lantern, who'll be coming at you with Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, Surf, and Hidden Power Grass. I figure an experienced combat veteran would want to have an answer for his biggest weakness, and Lantern serves that role perfectly. Next up, we have Ampharos, who'll be coming at you with the moveset of Thunder Punch, Body Slam, Light Screen, and Reflect. I figure Ampharos' ability to set up screens will go a long way into slowing the player down, especially if it manages to paralyze you. Next up, we have the ever so deadly Jolteon, who'll be coming at you with Thunderbolt, Thunder Wave, Bite, and Hidden Power Ice. I figure Jolteon with Hidden Power Ice would go a long way in taking down any ground or grass type Pokemon threatening the team. Next up, we have another one of my personal favorite Pokemon to use in Generation 2, and that is Electabuzz, who'll be coming at you with Thunderbolt, Psychic, Ice Punch, and Fire Punch. With a moveset like that, it could easily serve as his ace, although I'd be hard pressed not to give that honor to one of my all-time favorite Pokemon, Raichu, who'll be coming at you with Rain Dance, Thunder, Body Slam, and Hidden Power Water. With a well-rounded team like this, I feel like Lieutenant Surge might be one of the tougher battles to take on. Now let's move on to one of my all-time favorite waifus, and that is Erica, who'll be leading off the battle with a Jumpluff that knows Sunny Day, Solar Beam, Synthesis, and Cotton Spore. I feel like getting slowed down by Cotton Spore at the beginning of the battle would be especially annoying, especially if it set up the sun. Next up, we have Tangela, who'll be coming with Toxic, Protect, Giga Drain, and Ancient Power. While I know it doesn't actually learn Ancient Power, I felt like it was fair since it learns it 2 generations later. Anyways, next up we have Victory Bell, who'll be hitting you with Sludge Bomb, Razor Leaf, Toxic, and Double Team. Like always, I want to have a Pokemon capable of slowing the challenger down with status moves at the midpoint of the battle. For the fourth Pokemon on our team, we have Original Ace Vileplume, who is coming with Moonlight, Sludge Bomb, Petal Dance, and Stun Spore. I decided against making her Ace due to the fact that it's just not that impressive. Anyways, next up we have Blossom, who'll be coming with Sunny Day, Solar Beam, Giga Drain, and Sleep Powder. I felt like Blossom was perfect here since it can set up for her last Pokemon and her new ace, Meganium, who I chose over Venusaur because even though Venusaur has been depicted with her several times, I felt like Meganium just fits her aesthetic. And with a moveset like Solar Beam, Ancient Power, Earthquake, and Hidden Power Electric, I feel like it's the best Pokemon I could have chosen to be her ace. Now, this is probably one of the harder teams to make because I really didn't have all that much to work with. Anyways, we reached the halfway point of the video, so don't forget to leave a like if you're enjoying yourself and subscribe if you want to see more. Anyways, now let's move on to Koga, who decided that being an Elite Four member just wasn't good enough. He'll be starting off the battle by leading off with a Fortress that knows Spikes, Protect, Curse, and Explosion. The plan here is basically to set up Spikes and hit you with a Curse boosted Explosion to take out your first Pokemon. Next up, we have a Weezing who'll be coming at you with Curse, Explosion, Sludge Bomb, and Smokescreen. I know I'm a little bit happy with the Curse Explosion combo here, but I really can't think of a better way to frustrate challenge runners like me. Next up, we have Muck, who'll be coming at you with Double Team, Curse, Sludge Bomb, and Body Slam. And yeah, I know that's 3 Curse Pokemon in a row, but I digress. I feel like the move goes a long way in helping his team become stronger, especially Muck. Next up, we have Nidoqueen, who'll be coming at you with Sludge Bomb, Toxic, Body Slam, and Shadow Ball. So long as Nidoqueen doesn't get taken out one hit, I feel like she could easily take down a Psychic-type Pokemon with Shadow Ball. Next on the list, we have a Pokemon who could easily be his ace, and that is Venusaur, who'll be coming at you with Leech Seed, Toxic, Razor Leaf, and Earthquake. Again, I know it can't learn Earthquake in Gen 2, but it does in Gen 3, so I'll allow it. Anyways, I feel like it'd be the perfect way to slow the challenger down and set up for his ace, Crobat, who'll be coming at you with Double Team, Toxic, Sludge Bomb, and Fly. I feel like the only thing that Crobat needs to be annoying is a double team or two, so I could definitely see it being a challenge if the player's primary psychic or electric type users were already down for the count. I feel like this version of Koga would make for a really strong matchup, but let's move on to an even stronger matchup, and another one of my all-time favorite Pokemon waifu, Sabrina, who'll be leading off the battle with the Wobbuffet. While Wobbuffet doesn't have the Shadow Tag ability here, I feel like it could go a long way in throwing an unprepared player off their game at the beginning of a battle. Next on the list, we have Girafarig, who'll be picking up the pace with Psychic, Crunch, Amnesia, and Baton Pass. While it can deal some decent damage, its main job is to Amnesia into Baton Pass into our next Pokemon, Mr. Mime, who'll be coming at you with Psychic, Hypnosis, Barrier, and Baton Pass. Mr. Mime's job here is basically to put your Pokemon to sleep while it sets a barrier so it can stack onto this defensive Baton Pass strat into any of our 3 remaining Pokemon. Next on the list, we have Slowking, who'll be coming at you with the moveset of Psychic, Surf, Ice Beam, and Flamethrower. With the defensive boost from a Baton Pass, I feel like a battle with this behemoth could drag out for a while. Right after that, we have our de facto secondary ace, Espeon, who'll be coming at you with the moveset of Psychic, Bite, Charm, and Morning Sun. Again, with the defensive boost from Baton Pass, be able to weaken you with Charm while also healing up with Morning Sun while also hitting you with powerful attacks on top of that could end the battle for the challenger right then and there. Right after that, we have our True Ace, which is none other than Alakazam, who is already deadly enough without the defensive boost from Baton Pass. Anyways, for his moveset, we have Psychic, Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, and Fire Punch. While I really didn't want to give it the elemental punches here because I did feel like it fits Sabrina's theme, I felt like it was necessary for the sake of a challenge. I feel like Sabrina could very well be one of the strongest champions I've listed so far, especially if she manages to get the Baton Pass strat off. Anyways, let's move forward with the next gym leader, and that is Blaine, who is another difficult gym leader to make a champion team for due to the fact that I had very limited options. Anyways, he'll be leading off the battle with Rapidash, who's ready to hit you hot and heavy out the gate with Flamethrower, Hypnosis, Sunny Day, and Hyper Beam. In case you're wondering, it actually can learn Hypnosis, but as an egg move. Anyways, its main job is to basically just set up Sunny Day. Next on the list, we have Magmar, who's going to be coming at you with Flamethrower, Thunder Punch, Psychic, and Sunny Day. Naturally, we need to have another Sunny Day user since I imagine Blaine would want to keep it up as much as possible. Anyways, next up on the list, we have an old favorite, and that is none other than Flareon, who will be hitting you with Fire Blast, Return, Curse, and Baton Pass. As much as I want to leave the Baton Pass strat with Sabrina, I just couldn't resist the thought of how much potential it had to ruin players of the day if they managed to get it off with the rest of the Pokemon on his team. Next on the list, we have Houndoom, who will be ready to devastate the player with the moveset of Flamethrower, Crunch, Sludge Bomb, and Hidden Power Electric. With Hidden Power Electric covering one of his biggest weaknesses, I feel like it would cause a lot of headaches for the player. Next on the list, we have his de facto secondary ace, who is none other than Charizard, and just like that, we have given each of the Kanto starters representation in this video. Anyways, he'll be coming at you with a moveset of Flamethrower, Ancient Power, Dragon Rage, and Hidden Power Grass. I feel like with HP Grass taking care of any pesky water or rock types, Blaine's Charizard would be a force to be reckoned with. with. And finally, for his true ace, we have none other than the quote-unquote legendary Arcanine, who'll be coming at you with the moveset of Extreme Speed, Fire Blast, Crunch, and Hidden Power Water. I feel like Arcanine would be the perfect Pokemon to finish off the player's entire team, especially if it was boosted by Curse and Baton Pass. And with the utility that HP Water offers in checking Rock and Ground types, I feel like it would make Arcanine a great final boss for Blaine's championship team. I feel like with a lineup like this, Blaine would be a really tough match for anyone. Anyways, next up we have one I'm sure we've all been waiting for, and that is none other than Giovani, who I decided to go with over Blue because I want to keep this video focused on Gen 1 gym leaders. Anyways, starting off the battle, he's going to be leading off with none other than Persian, who'll be coming at you with Double Team, Hypnosis, Slash, and Shadow Ball. Her job here is mostly to put you to sleep right away to give his next Pokemon a chance to set up, and that is Marowak, who'll be coming at you with the moveset of Swords Dance, Thrash, Earthquake, and Hidden Power Flying. If it manages to get more than one Swords up before the player's Pokemon wakes up, it could definitely spell trouble for any opponent. Next on the list, we have Donphan, who'll be ready to hit the player hard and heavy with Body Slam, Earthquake, Ancient Power, and Sandstorm. I can definitely see it causing headaches for the player, especially if it manages to paralyze them with Body Slam. Next up, we have Kangaskhan, who'll be coming at you with the moveset of Dynamic Punch, Shadow Ball, Mega Punch, and Flamethrower. Kangaskhan's role here is basically disrupt you mid-battle and hit you with some heavy attacks to tire out your team. Next on the list, we have de facto secondary ace, and that is none other than the almighty Nidoking, who'll be coming at you with the moveset of Earthquake, Thunderbolt, Thrash, and Toxic. I feel like hitting the player with status moves this late in the battle could be troublesome, especially with how versatile Nidoking is between its coverage, utility, and general strength. And finally, for his true ace, we have none other than Rhydon, who'll be ready to demolish the player's entire team with Earthquake, Rock Slide, Crunch, and Horn Drill. I can definitely see him causing some headaches for the player this late in the battle, especially if it manages to get a Horn Drill or two off. Well, that about does it for what I think each of the Kanto Gym Leaders teams would have been if they were the champion instead of Lance. Granted, I went a way more competitive route than what I think the developers would have taken, but I was having way too much fun building their teams according to my own taste and experience. With that being said, are there any changes you'd make to the Pokemon on their team? And are there any changes you'd make to their movesets? Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comment section below, because talking about Pokemon with you guys will always be the highlight of my day. Anyways, that's all I got for you today, and I'll see you in the next one. This is Pixelated Pat, signing off.